Hello everybody, Guinea Piggies Designs here, and today I am going to be doing a video on ovarian cysts. Now, before I get into this video, I just want to say a disclaimer. For any of you who thinks that their guinea pig has an ovarian cyst, this video is by no means a vet replacement. So if you do suspect your guinea pig having ovarian cyst or showing any kind of signs for it, definitely take them to the vet. The only way to cure ovarian cyst is to get professional care. So with that being said, I'm just basically going to go over my experience and tell you my story of how I dealt with this and what I've learned along the way. How you can prevent your guinea pig from getting ovarian cysts, which I wish I would have known, before I got guinea pigs, or I wish I would have known while they were really young. So I'm just going to be going over the story and then going over the costs of everything, and I hope this video helps any of you who are thinking about adopting a guinea pig or who already have young guinea pigs already. And I really hope this gives you some insight on how to prevent this tumor. So with that being said, I'm going to get right into this video. So I see we have a lot of new people here. So for those of you who do not know me, my name is Brittany. I basically sew and make things for guinea pigs. I also do sewing tutorials and other random stuff. Thank you for joining me today. Today we have Carly here. Carly was diagnosed with a ovarian cyst on her right side. March 20th is when I noticed something was wrong with her. Basically what happened was I got up in the morning. For those of you who own guinea pigs, you get up in the morning, you feed them their veggies. All of them always come out to get them and so forth, but for some reason that day Carly didn't come out. She was just hiding behind her hay bag. I tried to get her to come out and she was just basically running, like she was in a lot of pain. It wasn't like one of those happy runs you see guinea pigs do, or something wasn't right with her is what I'm saying. When I first noticed it, I took her out of the cage. I inspected her to see if she had any injuries or if there was something visually wrong with her. I really didn't see anything visually wrong, but I wanted to be careful, so same day I called the vet and took her in for an emergency vet visit. Another note is Carly, she's always been a little chubby, so I didn't realize she had a cyst because her stomach here always sticks out, and I don't know, I couldn't really feel anything wrong, if that makes any sense. But some of those people who do have pigs that are not overweight like her, they might be able to feel it easier, but I couldn't. Anyways, I called the vet. I took her in the same morning, just basically had to drop her off. But she was at the vet for about, 8 hours, basically there all day. I've really felt strongly to make this video for you guys just because there is a way that you guys can for sure prevent this from happening. It's just so simple. I'll get into that in a minute. They did say, when they showed me her x-rays, they did show me that in her feet, she's starting to gain a little bit of arthritis, but nothing major. She is getting old. She's a little over 4 years now, I think. Otherwise, they said everything looks good with her teeth, her eyes, everything else was good. When the vet called me, they told me I had two options what I could do to remove this cyst. And I want you guys to keep in mind, when I did drop her off, I did have to put down a $400 deposit, which I hoped that would cover everything she needed, but unfortunately it didn't. It just covered her x-rays and her ultrasound and the checkup and the emergency visit, basically. So there's that. So the doctor called me. She said two options. She said option one was the cheaper one, where they would try to empty the cyst, basically, and how they would do that is they basically stick a tiny needle through where the cyst is, which was her right side, and they would empty as much as they could of it, so to make it, just to shrink it down to where she was not uncomfortable. And that option cost around $200. And then the second option was to get her ovaries removed, which basically in other terms is fixing a guinea pig, and that would also remove the tumor. And if I did that option, it cost me around $800, which I really couldn't afford that option because, as you guys know, January Abigail passed away, and that was a $500 vet visit when I took her, and then another $400, and then for Carly, and then they want me to pay an extra $800 on top of that. So unfortunately, since I didn't have enough funds in my vet fund, I chose the second second option, which was the $200 one. The only thing with them doing it that way is it could potentially like grow back, and then if it does do that, they would have to do the surgery. And plus with the surgery, I was kind of afraid for her to go through that because again, she's getting old and I really didn't feel comfortable putting her through that stress. So I thought, you know, the best option would be having them empty the cyst rather than removing it. That's what I decided to do. So here they shaved her right side here, and you know, they tried to empty as much as they could. They could basically only empty 50%, they said, because it's hard once it gets kind of small. And then they put a implant, where is it? It's hard to see. They put an implant right here behind her neck, and that is supposedly supposed to the cyst from overgrowing. And basically that's all they really did with her, and so far she's been doing a lot better. Do have to take her back for a checkup with, I think they said 14 to 21 days, take her back to get checked to make sure that the cyst isn't growing back. Carly's story. The point I wanted to make is to prevent ovarian cysts from happening, and basically this only happens in female pigs, unfortunately, is to get your guinea pigs fixed, especially at a young age. When they are older, it tends to get a bit more tricky because the older the pig, the higher chance comes that they may not survive the stress of a surgery like this. I recommend, if you do have a young pig that's female, definitely recommend getting them fixed, because throughout my research over the weeks, I found that 77 to 83% of guinea pigs over 14 months are likely to get a ovarian cyst. So it's something very common, or such an easy way to prevent something like this from happening. And I'm not saying right now you should go ahead and go get your guinea pigs fixed or anything like that. I'm just letting you know something you can do to prevent this from happening to you. It could essentially save your guinea pig's life and save you a vet visit, basically. So signs that you should look for if you think your guinea pig has an ovarian cyst is basically they will look just uncomfortable, of course. Like Carly, she was running around like she was uncomfortable. They will not move around. They will not come out for water or drink. Another sign is that they will lose hair, or you'll see a lot of dandruff. Carly right now, she doesn't really have any bald spots other than the place where they shaved, of course, so they could remove the cyst, but she does have a little dandruff. And again, she's still recovering from the cyst. It's only been a little over a week, and those are basically the major signs to look out for. And if your guinea pig is losing a lot of weight, definitely that could be another sign, and it could be another, losing weight could be a sign for many things. But if you do see that your guinea pig has lost any weight, definitely take them to the vet. So let's go ahead, and this is a paper they gave me, what they did and how they treated Carly here. Basically it says tentative diagnosis is ovarian cyst on the right ovary, and then description of procedures they did was sedation for aspiration of cyst fluid, able to remove 50%, and placement of Dislorin implant. That's what they did to help Carly recover. And then medications they prescribed is enrofloxacin, which is an antibiotic. I had to give it to her by mouth twice daily for 14 days, starting the day I got her back. And then Mexaloxicam, which is a anti-inflammatory or pain reliever, which I give her for 3 days, once a day. So I don't really have to give her that anymore unless I notice she is in pain still, the doctor said. And then it says to recheck 14-21 days. If doing well, to recheck the ovary on ultrasound. So 14-21 days I have to go back and just make sure everything is going good with her. And then for instructions, she told me was to monitor her appetite and her stools, which is her poop. And then since she has not eaten anything that day, please make sure I syringe feed her with critical care and as needed to ensure that she is staying hydrated. And then she said if the cyst returns, she will need surgery to have it removed. If any questions do arise, please feel free to contact us. And basically that was diagnosis and how they wanted me to treat it. And the only thing I'm worried about is if it does start to grow back or anything, she will have to have surgery. And again, with older pigs, you know, there's a higher risk that something might not go right, basically. But I hope she gets better. I'm gonna definitely do what I can to ensure she gets better. Alright, so now we're gonna go over the cost. So So I'm gonna go over the items they put on my receipt and let you know the cost, and I'll give you the total at the end. So basically, they charged $100 for office visit, which was an emergency. This included the physical exam they did on her. They charged $140 for a radiographic study, which is a x-ray. They charged $30 to do an ultrasound so that way they could see the cyst properly. They charged $200 for dyslorian, which is the implant they put in her that will help the cyst from growing back. They charged $40 to sedate her, because they had to sedate her to put in the implant and to remove the excess of the ovary tumor, basically, if that makes sense. And then they did $20 for a sedation narcotic reversal to basically bring her back. They charged $27 for Enroflox, which is again an antibiotic that prevents infections. They charged $40 for hospitalization day. They charged $5 for medical waste disposal, so to clean up her poop and stuff. And they charged $27 for meloxicam, which is an anti-inflammatory pain reliever. And so the subtotal for everything came out to $629. Here are her 2 medicines they gave me. I'm gonna go ahead and give her the antibiotic because she still needs it, and I'll show you how I give that to her. And the antibiotic again is Enroflox. Here they gave me a syringe. I'm not syringe, but feeding syringe, you know, not, doesn't have a needle or anything. It's just like this. Oh. Okay, it's not, my camera doesn't want to focus on it, but yeah. Basically, she needs just a little bit. It's like 0.1. So what I do is they cut the top off so this perfectly fits in the medicine, and then I measure 0.1. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on the syringe part there are measurements, and this says 0.1 right here. And then how I do it, since my pigs don't like this, I can't just go like this and they'll take it. I have to like open her mouth. Open her mouth and just squirt it in. I'm not sure if it caught that, but yeah, that's it. But anyways, that is Carly's story on how we treated a ovarian cyst. If any of you guys have any questions, go ahead and comment down below. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. And if you did find this video helpful in any kind of way, make sure you give this video a like so that way I know, you know, to post more of these videos. I do plan on posting other videos soon. I've just been really busy again with making custom orders and work and all that. Yeah, sorry about that. Oh, look at her. She looks so comfortable. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video.